Good evening, everyone, and welcome to History Bite number 15, dated August the 22nd, 2020. I'm Walter, your mobile historian and blue-collar scholar. This History Bite is entitled America's Real Birthday. Now, of course, in these States United, or United States, Independence Day has always been celebrated since the country's beginning on the 4th of July. But I have to wonder why we do that. After all, that's not the day the colonies declared independence from Great Britain. We all know that the colonies, in fact, declared their independency 2 days earlier on the 2nd of July in Independence Hall in Philadelphia, when 12 of the 13 American colonies, with one abstention being New York, but they later came around, voting to sever all political ties to the British Crown, leading to the formation of the United States of America. John Adams, of course my favorite founding father, one who I talk about a lot, declared that July 2nd would become one of the most treasured days in the new nation, celebrated with cannons, bonfires, and all sorts of different types of celebrations from north to south to east to west forevermore. Unfortunately, Mr. Adams was incorrect about one thing: the day independence would be celebrated. It is celebrated with all the things he mentioned, but not on the day he mentioned, July 2nd. We celebrate it on July 4th. Mr. Adams, in protest, never celebrated the 4th of July, or so it is rumored, but personally celebrated July 2nd as America's real Independence Day. Why? Because that is America's real Independence Day, July 2nd, 1776. So, what's all the bloody hoopla about the 4th? Specifically, on the 4th of July, 1776, the Second Continental Congress adopted the final and revised wording of Thomas Jefferson's Declaration of Independence. You should know that 1/4 of his original Declaration of Independence was deleted, and numerous revisions were made before the final wording that we're familiar with today was accepted by the Second Continental Congress and later sent out for publication. With that in mind, that is the only event of significance that took place on the 4th of July. Independence had already been declared 2 days earlier on the 2nd, Without formally declaring independence, logic would stand to reason, what the bloody heck is the point of debating the wording of a declaration? Right? Exactly. So, after the declaration was adopted in its current format, it would later be engrossed, and then 1 month later, on the 2nd of August, 1776, most of the ultimate signatories of the document would sign on August 2nd, 1776, 1 month exactly after independence was declared from Great Britain. And I'll add this also as a side note. One could even argue that September 3rd has a greater claim for being America's Independence Day than the 4th of July, because it was on September 3rd, 1783, that the Paris Peace Treaty was signed between the United States and Great Britain, in which Great Britain would forevermore recognize the total and complete independence of the United States of America as a nation. To this day, that is the only provision that is still in force of the 1783 Treaty of Paris, which recognized American independence. So we have July 2nd and September 3rd. But, September 3rd, like I said, is a very important day too, but most Americans have never even thought of thinking of that as Independence Day. But it has a greater weight to Independence Day than July 4th, because that's actually the day independence will be recognized. And July 2nd is the day that independence was formally declared. So when you think about it, nothing really having to do with independence took place on the 4th. But that is my humble opinion. July 2nd, 1776 is the day we went from being affiliated with these folks to becoming these folks, Not the 4th. July 2nd, 1776 was the day America declared independence. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the day in which, rightly, Independence Day should be celebrated. Thank you so much for listening to this History Bite, aka My Rant. Please continue to follow me on all my social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Thanks again for listening, and I'll talk to you at the next History Bite. Peace.